Hey everybody, this is Mark Schultz here with Digital Aircraft, and I have today with me Darko Todorovic, and he is the Director of Global Travel and Transportation Solutions at Unisys. You know, Unisys is a long-time name in the industry, and I'm excited to have him with us here today. Welcome, Darko.
Hey, Mark. Nice to talk to you today.
That's good. Hey, you know, you've been in this industry for a long time, you know, kind of like I have. You know, how long have you been in the industry today?
Well, it is more than 20 years by now. It is quite some time. Well, I'm not really counting the years very precisely, but, you know, let's say 23, 24 maybe.
All right, okay. And has all of that been in the aviation industry?
Yes, that is right. Actually, I started my career right off the university with Yugoslav Airlines at that time. And after that, I joined Unisys, and now I'm with Unisys for 17 years, all the time with the airlines, yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's great experience. A lot of background and history. We've seen a lot of changes in the industry, haven't we?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think that you know, we went through multiple phases, and you know, I'm really proud to say, being part of Unisys, that we participated in many of those challenges and resolutions of challenges. You know, and today we are also hoping to be on the forefront of the industry, offering some better outcomes to our customers.
Yeah, there's a tremendous amount of opportunity to us today. You know, over the years, all the factors that have prevented us from moving forward in some of the real things that we wanted to do in digital transformation have really come together now. And it's really exciting to see what's happening in the industry. Hey, you know, can you tell me a little bit about, in general, what the Global Travel and Transportation Solutions Group does?
Absolutely. So I'm leading a multifunctional team within Unisys, and our purpose is to create new solutions. Our purpose is to provide better customer-centric transport to our customers, and also to remove some barriers that are holding the industry back. So we are currently focused on providing a platform solutions to our customer, and this is currently in the commercial area of airline business.
Okay, you know, there seems to be a lot of barriers, you know, to really digital transformation in some of the airline commercial areas. And I was wondering is that, you know, what do you see as really the main barriers to digital transformation for an airline in the commercial area of their business today?
Right. Well, you know, as you said, there are just too many of those. But let me point out to three that I think that are very, very important. First one is legacy background of this industry. You know, airlines started to use paper processes back into the beginning of in the early days, and they started obviously to automate those processes, but without what we would call today design thinking. So they would basically automate the previously paper design process with good or bad results, but it built it on top of the complexity. The other important element, I think, was outsourcing of the main of the core systems to the community providers. So to differentiate, the airlines started to build new layers on top and new layers on top, and finally terminated having very, very complex systems that are difficult to maintain and probably expensive and difficult to change. The other element that I see holding the airlines back is closed data. So the data in the typical airlines is closed in silos, divided by functional areas. Obviously, everybody realized the significance of data, and the data insights can move the business forward. So the airlines are really doing a lot of effort to take all data from the systems, and then they face another issue, and this is to cleanse the data, to organize, to understand its meaning. Finally, when they produce the results, they go back, but they cannot reutilize those insights because their old systems are not designed that way. You know, they are not really data driven in that data insight meaning. And finally, or maybe I should start first with that challenge, and this is really mindset. This is organizational culture. We see the airlines being oriented to their operations, being oriented to minimum risk approach, to safety first approach. This is absolutely right. However, it creates a challenge when it comes to the transformation. You know, that mindset, risk-averse mindset, actually stops them to transform profoundly their systems. What I see, they are doing a lot of incremental changes, but those incremental changes can get them so far. The further step requires something else. And we see airlines actually stopping in the middle of the process.
Yeah, so obviously I see we have some really complicated environments due to legacy systems and data and all the things that you just described. And, if we're focusing on overcoming these barriers, that the real goal of, providing safe air transportation is to fill up the seats and to have, passengers on the airplane and to be able to make more revenue and to be able to make more money. And so really, how does focusing on overcoming these barriers help the airline to sell more tickets?
Yeah, so this is really great question. Actually, I would say this is about the bottom line. Can we help the airline to boost the bottom line at the end? It means reducing the costs, and obviously new technology can do that. New technology coupled with removing those complexities. If you can remove some of those systems, if you can remove, let's say, the maintenance of those systems, we can be better off. On the other hand, the technology has to be enabler for, let's say, innovation, for introduction of new products and services. Today, the technology that is mostly present at the airlines is not that enabler. It is a blocker because it is too complex. The projects get expensive, get lengthy. So I see the technology obviously not being revenue generator, but the enabler to generating more revenue. If the airline starts to think about some beautiful offer that they can put on the market, the technology has to support it without a lot of hassle. So
okay,
this is my take. Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
no, that's really good. No, and so I see by talking about it being an enabler that it's part of the overall solution, and that's always really a challenge because everybody has a really complex IT portfolio, and bringing that all together and bringing solutions together that can work together in harmony and with the legacy systems and some of the new data that we have, that can really be a big challenge. I can really see that. I know that at Unisys you have some products there, and one of them I think is called AirCore, right?
Absolutely. So I would say that AirCore is our star product in this area, in travel and transportation passenger area. This is a passenger services system. It was created as a passenger services system. What does it mean? This is the system that helps the airline to sell their inventory, their seats, helps the airline to make reservations, to collect money from the passengers when they buy the products and services, finally to check in and board the passengers on the flight. Obviously, everything in a safe manner. However, AirCore is very special, to my opinion, in some aspects. This is the first system of the size that was created using complete modern technology and in a modular manner. And furthermore, it added new components to the passenger experience, because as a customer-centric system, it utilizes the knowledge of the passenger value in all decision-making processes that are data-driven. It gives tremendous value to the consistency of the airline service to the passenger. So I would just add another interesting happening at Unisys. Recently, we created a solution that we call Order Manager. So that solution implements new distribution capability standards, and it goes toward one order standards, even newer industry standards, while utilizing the modules that we built in the past. So what does it mean? Our solution nowadays is capable to communicate with any industry system because it provides a really broad range of interfaces. It is capable to be master data control of all the passenger information. Furthermore, by applying legacy, or if you want, old processes in the new one in the same environment, it allows a seamless transition between old and the new. And finally, it provides, or it gives back control to the airline, because the airline can now control all the processes from their contact to the customer to their back office systems in a various ways, in a flexible manner, because our system is parameter driven, our system is flexible to change. And furthermore, it is typically deployed for our customers in a manner that they control their business initiatives, not the provider.
The customers have a lot of different alternatives in choosing what they do. And what really sets AirCore apart? What really makes it different than anything else that's out there?
Well, I think that AirCore provides in a unique way control back to the hands of the airline in many aspects. I would say in commercial aspect, in technical aspect, in process-wide aspect. It allows the customer to capture all the opportunities of the channel shift that is currently going with airline sales and distribution. And it also provides unparalleled flexibility when it comes to allowing the customer to customize, to experiment, to try, to fail, and finally succeed.
Yeah, flexibility is so important, especially when we have, legacy systems involved, and there's so many different data types and things that we have to work with. So that's really important. I could see that. That's great. So, hey, listen, it was really great spending some time talking to you today about what Unisys is doing. And it's really some exciting things that are happening. And the reason I really like talking to companies like you is that, we're all about trying to find ways to help the industry to move forward in digital transformation. And we feel like it's really important that people engage in digital transformation in the industry, because we know that it's going to take us further and faster than we've ever gone before, because the capabilities that we have today are so much more advanced than what we had just even a few years ago. So it's really exciting to see companies like yours, focusing on this. And I really am looking forward to the great things that you're going to do to be able to help people to be successful in this area of transportation. Darko, it was really good talking to you today.
Mark, thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
Okay. Fair winds and following seas to all of you out there, and have a great day. Bye.